What's up guys, Behringer here, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing video. This time we're going to be opening all 5 of the Born of the Gods pre-release kits in one video. We got Destined to Thrive, Destined to Dominate, Destined to Outwit, Destined to Conquer, and Destined to Lead. So let's jump into these. I know previously I was making a separate video for each one, but to reduce video spam and all that, I'm gonna open all 5 in one video. Now, to those of you who may not know, these pre-release packs are something you would normally get if you attended a Magic the Gathering pre-release party. They normally have like $100 to $200 entry fee. You get this kit and you have to build a deck out of it and then use that deck to compete in a tournament for which there's all kinds of prizes depending on your store, anything from booster packs to booster boxes, whatever. And these newer ones I've seen, you know, inside the box you're gonna have some spam, but these newer ones all have also these quest cards that, you know, are really only useful if you're at the event. You have a certain objective, like in this one you have to have Destined Wild Ravager fight and kill an opposing creature while under the effect of this quest card. You know, you get a witness to sign this and you turn it in and you get some sort of prize or planeswalker points. I know these promo cards have a code on the back. You can redeem planeswalker points with them, you know. I mean, it's kind of cool. It encourages people to actually socialize at these events, stuff like that. But this card you get generally isn't any good except for at the actual tournament. So there's that. In these boxes, now these boxes for me, the reason I get them is because the nearest store is over 2 hours from my house. I don't really get an opportunity to go to these very often. So I get these and unbox them basically as an excuse to open more booster packs. Each pack's gonna come with an alternate art foil. It's gonna have an on-color life counter, but mainly the reason to get these would be just for more booster packs. So let's get into this one here. Now, for your Destined to Thrive box, you've got an alternate artwork foil Destined Wild Ravager, which is pretty cool artwork actually. Staring down a Hydra, but it's 6 mana. It's a Hydra with tribute 6. When Destined Wild Ravager enters the battlefield, if tribute wasn't paid, you may have Destined Wild Ravager fight another target creature. So your opponent's presented with a pretty difficult choice with this card. It's either let it become a 12/12 or let it destroy one of your weaker creatures. It's not pretty at all. And then the rest of the cards in these seeded decks are going to be cards that mainly commons and uncommons, actually only commons and uncommons. And in fact, this one's only, oh, we got another rare in here actually. It's going to be Hunter's Prowess. 5 mana sorcery. Until the end of turn, target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. That's pretty cool. But mainly this seeded deck is going to be cards that they think are going to help you build your deck. As you see, not all of them are green. So you can build a green, black, green, white, green, whatever color you want. Try and get your deck started. And then you're going to use cards out of these booster packs to finish it. So let's open these packs here and see what we get. Zombie token. Hell yeah, I saw a foil. Foil Stormcaller of Keranos. It's always cool to get a foil. 3 mana with haste. For 2 mana you can scry 1. Not a particularly good card, but I'll take any foil I can get. And then our rare for this one is going to be Fated Intervention. It's 5 mana. It's an instant. Put 2 3/3 green Centaur enchantment tokens onto the battlefield. If it's your turn, scry 2. All these faded cards are really good, and it's on color. So this would probably, if I was building, if I was at this pre-release event, that card would go in my deck. I'm pretty certain of it. So that's awesome. Oh, that pack opened. That's got to be the first Born of the Gods booster pack that has actually opened easily. That's funny. We got some spam, we got a forest, and we have Forge Stoker Dragon. 6 mana dragon creature with flying, 5/4. You pay 2 mana. Forge Stoker Dragon deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this combat. Activate this ability only if Forge Stoker Dragon is attacking. That's pretty neat. I just realized I showed the back of that promo card. I'm going to have to go in and claim my Planeswalker points before I post this video. Well, that's pretty cool. We got an Elspeth emblem. Elspeth is a badass. We got a Plains, and awesome. We got a Temple of Deceit. Now, this pack I just opened was a Theros pack, not Born of the Gods. It looks like they're putting Born of the Gods and Theros packs both in these pre-release packs. But that's awesome. Temple of Deceit. Temple of Deceit enters the battlefield tapped. When Temple of Deceit enters the battlefield, scry 1. These scry lands are awesome. I haven't opened the Theros block yet, but we'll get to that. That's pretty cool. Because if anyone didn't know, I'm opening... I want a mission to open every Magic the Gathering product ever made. But I got back into Magic during M15 and I'm going backwards, so I haven't opened the Theros block yet. This is the first of Theros that I'm opening, and hell yeah, we got a Mythic. Hythonia the Cruel, 6 mana, Legendary Gorgon with Death Touch, has the ability to become monstrous for 8 mana. When Hythonia the Cruel becomes monstrous, destroy all non-Gorgon creatures. Hell yes. So in that regard, the first Theros packs I'm opening are going pretty good so far. But yeah, I'm gonna open everything I can, Magic the Gathering related, and then, but yeah, it's going in reverse order. Okay, we got some spam, we got a swamp, and our rare is Psychic Intrusion. 5 mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. But yeah, well, actually, let's open this next one up. Destined to Dominate before I continue babbling here. This is the black pre-release kit. And we got our spam. We got more spam. The quest for this one is destroy an enchantment creature with Eater of Hope. Alright then. We got our event card, the Tyrant. Exile the Tyrant. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1 until the end of the turn. We have our black life counter. We've got our 5 boosters, 3 Theros, 2 Born of the Gods, and our seeded pack here. And so we've got our alternate artwork foil Eater of Hope in this bad boy. Once my camera focuses here, that looks amazing actually. 7 mana, flying, sacrifice another creature, regenerate Eater of Hope, or you can sacrifice 2 other creatures and destroy a target creature. That looks badass. And the other rare, this card, the other rare we got in this seeded pack is Guild. 4 mana sorcery, exile target creature, put a colorless artifact token, name gold onto the battlefield, and it has sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This card, I'm sorry, this card sucks. I've got a few other of these, and they're no good. We'll open our Born of the Gods packs first here. But yeah, I started Magic when it was, I guess, in alpha or beta around there is when I started playing Magic. And I took about 15 years off. I just got back into it M15, and now I'm playing catch up here. Our rare in this one is Eidolon of Countless Battles. 3 mana enchantment creature with Bestow. Eidolon of Countless Battles and enchanted creature each get +1/+1 for each creature you control and +1/+1 for each aura you control. That's awesome. Yeah, but back then it was kind of... There weren't as many formats. I know there were still some. Oh, awesome. We got a foil. Foil Swordwise Centaur. I like this card. Nothing special about it, but anytime you can pay 2 mana for anything more than a 2/2, it's pretty good. And it's got a long flavor text, which you can pause this video and read. But and our rare is Hunter's Prowess. 5 mana, sorcery. We just read this one. Now we got another one. Now let's see what's in these Theros packs. But yeah, back then it was a lot different. You can notice getting back into MTG has changed a lot. In a lot of ways for the better. I like it. I like a lot of the new stuff, new cards, new formats, new rules, all that kind of stuff. Cool. Our rare for this Theros pack is Boon Satyr. 3 mana enchantment creature. It has flash, meaning you can play this card whenever you could play an instant. And it also has Bestow. An enchanted creature gets +4/+2. That's pretty cool. We got a soldier token here, we got a swamp, and we got Anthusa Setessan Hero. 5 mana legendary creature, human warrior with heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Anthusa Setessan Hero, up to 3 target lands you control each become 2/2 warrior creatures until the end of the turn. There are still lands. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Some spam. And we got a foil, that's awesome. A foil Silent Artisan, 5 mana, it's a common, but I don't care, I love foils. 3/5 creature. Every card looks good in foil. But it doesn't mean the card itself is good. And our rare here is Mistcutter Hydra. It's X +1 green. Mistcutter Hydra can't be countered. It has haste, protection from blue. And Mistcutter Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. I guess X is going to be the mana you pay. That's pretty badass. You know, in regards to Hydras, it seems to me that I think just every Hydra is good. If I was going to build a Hydra deck, I would have absolutely no idea what Hydra to pick because they all seem so good to me. So now let's jump into our blue pre-release deck, Destined to Outwit. We've got our spam and we've got our mission. Control a permanent with a manifestation counter on it, or use a scry ability to look at the top card of your library. Well, that should be easy for any blue deck, I would think. And our hero card here, our tournament card, is the Savant. Exile the Savant, tap all creatures your opponent controls. These creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. That's pretty darn cool. We've got our 3 Theros packs. We've got our seeded deck, 2 Born of the God, and our on-color blue Born of the God's life counter. Now, one cool thing about these pre-release kits is I'm pretty sure that it's the only way to get these on-color life counters. I know the Fat Pack comes with one, but I'm pretty sure those are always blue in the Fat Pack. So this is not one to open. Jesus Christ. Alright. So yeah, if you want to get like a Born of the Gods or Theros or whatever life counter with the emblem on it with a certain color, I believe these are the only way I've seen to get them. But our alternate artwork foil here for this one's Arbiter of the Ideal. That looks pretty freaking sweet. It's a Sphinx. Costs 6 mana. Has flying, and it's inspired. Whenever Arbiter of the Ideal becomes untapped, reveal the top card of your library. If it's an artifact, creature, or land card, you may put it onto the battlefield with a manifestation counter on it. That permanent is an enchantment in addition to its other mana types, or its other types. That's pretty sweet. And for our other rare, they gave us Mind Reaver. 2 mana, creature, human wizard. It's got heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Mind Reaver, exile the top 3 cards of target player's library. Or you can sacrifice it to counter a target spell with the same name as card exiled with Mind Reaver. That might be a good sideboard card, but I'm not sure really. Doesn't seem that good. Especially not for blue, who has way more OP shit to choose from. Soldier token, mountain, and great. Another Mind Reaver. Just what I wanted. It's like Garrick knew what I was looking for. He just delivered. Although, I mean, at least it's on color, and at least it's a copy of another card we already got in the kit. So that would, sadly, if I was at this event, that'd probably go right in my deck. And so with this, Faded Infatuation, 3 mana blue instant. Put a token onto the battlefield. It's a copy of a target creature you control. If it's your turn, scry 2. So yeah, that would go right in also. So hell yeah. If I was trying to build a deck out of this box, I'd be off to a pretty good start. Hell yeah, I saw a foil. Got a soldier, got a swamp. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Foil Elspeth Sun's Champion. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. Holy shit. You've got to be kidding me. Holy shit. Foil Elspeth Sun's Champion. Hell yes. Planeswalker Mythic. For 1 loyalty, you can put 3+1/+1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. I feel stupid even reading this. -3 loyalty, destroy all creatures with a power of 4 or greater. -7 loyalty, you get an emblem with creatures you control get +2/+2 and have flying. Dear God. A foil Elspeth Sun's Champion, which is a Theros card, out of a, I'm gonna sleeve this bad boy right away, pardon me. Out of a Born of the Gods pre-release kit. I'm just gonna put a perfect fit sleeve on this because dear God. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so I guess I won this tournament if I was there. Just for style points alone, if nothing else. I guess I'd be building a blue-white deck in this tournament, which is badass. Dear God. Moving on from that epicness. Agent of the Fates, 3 mana. Rare, human assassin with death touch. It's got heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Agent of the Fates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. That's actually a pretty cool card, by the way. We can't cover Elspeth up. We're just going to set her right here. And I was just going to say... what I was saying before that epicness just happened was the only thing that would kind of suck about actually playing this tournament is that foil card you get in the seeded pack is going to be your best card usually, and you need that card in most cases to complete that quest. So you have to play with it, and I would have a problem probably actually using a alternate art foil card because I am kind of a collector also. So it would suck having to play with that, but then that happened, and it really had to suck playing with a foil Elspeth, but I would do it. Don't get me wrong, I would do it. But I wouldn't be happy about it. Man. A rare for this next pack is Soldier of the Pantheon. 1 mana, human soldier, 2/1, protection from multicolored. Whenever opponent casts a multicolored spell, you gain 1 life. Now, this card is pretty damn good. Once again, anytime you can pay 1 mana to get more than a 1/1, you're fucking your money at that point, your money ahead. But also protection from multicolored. Whenever opponent casts a multicolored spell, you gain 1 life. That's pretty good. Especially since multicolored 2 and 3 color decks are becoming really good, especially with Khans of Tarkir. Something like this is actually really good. Sideboard card, 4 of, at the very least. Because yeah, with the wedge lands, those 3 colored lands, all the 2 colored lands, temples and all that, multicolored is becoming more and more prevalent. So multicolored cards and spells. Now, it doesn't mean protection from all colors. By the way, I should say that it means protection just from. I saw another foil. Hell yes. But it means protection from multicolored. So like a spell that costs a green and a black, for example, to cast. This time it's a foil common. I love foils though. Titan Strength. 1 mana to cast. It's an instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 until the end of turn. Scry 1. That's actually pretty damn good. That is a pretty damn good common card, actually. And our rare is going to be Gift of Immortality, 3 mana. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. When enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step. This is actually a pain in the ass. Hope you have some removal if you're playing against that. Cool. Moving on to Destined to Conquer. And this one is actually already opened. There's not even a sticker on this, which is a bit worrying. But it appears to have everything in here. Our quest for this one: attack with Forge Stoker Dragon without your opponent blocking any creatures, or kill a creature using Forge Stoker Dragon's activated ability. Okay. Our hero card is the Warmonger. Exile the Warmonger. Creatures you control get +2/+0 and gain haste until the end of the turn. That's pretty cool. And of course, our alternate art foil is Forge Stoker Dragon. Man, I can't believe. That's pretty cool. So we've got our Born of the Gods red life counter. See, and you know, to anyone who's watched more of my videos, you'll know that Garrick, the Slayer, this guy, he's got this beast right here, this legend. He's present in all of my unboxing videos. And epic shit always happens in my videos. You know, if I'm out somewhere with the girlfriend and we buy a few packs so we can, you know, play some games at the hotel, whatever, you know, nothing epic ever happens because Garrick's not there. But when I'm doing these videos and Garrick's overseeing them, epic shit always happens. If you don't have a Garrick the Slayer, I suggest highly that you get one. And he too can preside over your unboxing videos. Or if you don't make videos. If you're just when you're opening any Magic the Gathering related product, Garrick the Slayer needs to be there. So we've got our alternate artwork, Forge Stoker Dragon foil. That looks pretty badass. I'm not going to read the text because we've already read a Forge Stoker Dragon. That alternate artwork looks fucking cool. And I need to really change that. My monitors just went out. And our other rare we got Whims of the Fates. 6 mana, sorcery. Starting with you, each player separates all permanents he or she controls into 3 piles. Then each player chooses one of his or her piles at random and sacrifices those permanents. And it says piles can be empty. And you say, well, why don't you just make an empty pile on purpose? That way you don't have to sacrifice anything. Well, that's only if you don't have 3 permanents. If you only have 2 permanents on the field, then at that point you can pick the empty pile. Other than that, the piles have to have something in them. First Born of the Gods pack. We've got some spam. We've got an island. And we've got an Oracle of Bones. It's a 4 mana, badass looking shaman with haste and tribute 2. When Oracle of the Bones enters the battlefield, if tribute wasn't paid, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost. This goes really, really good in a red burn deck. That's pretty awesome. And our next pack. And this is going to be the last Born of the Gods stuff that I'm opening. Hell yes. Mythic God. Phoenix, God of Deception, 5 mana. It's got indestructible. As long as your devotion to blue and black is less than 7, Phoenix isn't a creature. Creatures you control have tap. Target player puts top X cards of his or her library into his graveyard, where X is this creature's toughness. Hell yes. That's pretty badass. Or I think it's the 3rd one of those actually that I've opened in all my Born of the Gods unboxing videos. But yeah, I'm glad, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that this has Theros boosters in it, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten our foil Elspeth. But at the same time, and I would rather have that than anything else. And here's Elspeth again, our top card here, God's willing. Another Elspeth emblem. But yeah, at the same time, it kind of stinks. I figured that there'd be 5 Born of the Gods boosters in each box. I say I'm glad there isn't now. But only having 2 boosters in each box here kind of stinks, because this is the last Born of God stuff I'm going to be opening, and I'm still missing a lot of stuff out of the set. We got Rage Blood Shaman here, 3 mana, with trample. Other Minotaur creatures you control get +1/+1 and have trample. I've noticed that Minotaurs are kind of on par with slivers. And the fact that they got a lot of cards that buff other Minotaur cards, I've noticed. But yeah, this is gonna be the last Born of the Gods boosters I'm opening, and like I said, I'm still missing a lot of stuff. Usually I'll do my unboxing videos of a set, you know, I'll open all the intro decks and a booster box and a fat pack and all these pre-release packs, and I'll have, dear God, pardon the interruption, as I bitch about not being enough Born of the Gods booster packs, I just pulled another fucking Theros Planeswalker. It's not a foil, but dear God. Ashok, Nightmare Weaver, 3 mana, Planeswalker. Gain 2 loyalty. Exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. You can minus X. Put a creature card with converted mana cost X, exiled with Ashok Nightmare Weaver, onto the battlefield under your control. That creature is a nightmare in addition to its other types. And it's ultimate for 10 loyalty. Exile all cards from opponent's hand and graveyards. That's pretty damn good. Jeez. What? I'm not even gonna bitch anymore. I'm not even gonna bitch. I was gonna bitch because I'm still missing a lot of. I've opened all this Born of the Gods stuff, and I'm still missing a lot of cards. But screw it, I'll buy them on Amazon or wherever, because I'd rather have these epic. I'd rather open these epic Theros boosters. Speaking of Amazon, though, actually, I'd be careful. I saw a foil. What is it? Man, it's a foil rare. Dear God. Awesome. Foil rare, Colossus of Akros. 8 mana, artifact creature golem. Defender indestructible with monstrosity. And as long as Colossus of Akros is monstrous, it has trample and can attack as though it didn't have defender. Dear God, a 10/10. Wow. Oh, sweet. And our rare is Fleece Mane Lion, which is actually a really good card. It's green white, it has monstrosity. As long as Fleece Mane Lion is monstrous, it has hexproof and indestructible. And that's why it's badass. Sheep to cast. I mean, it's 2 mana for 3/3. That right there is a win. It can become monstrous. And it can gain hexproof and indestructible. Fleece Mane Lion is badass. But yeah, on the topic of buying cards from Amazon or wherever, as I open this last pre-release box, Destined to lead. You gotta be careful with that, because I've gotten burned many times buying singles. And here's our quest for white. But yeah, I mean, and here's our card, the General. Exile the General. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till the end of turn. Untap them. That's badass. But yeah, I mean, everyone says, you know, oh, buy singles. And it's, yeah, of course, way cheaper than trying to open a million booster packs and get the cards you're looking for, especially when, you know, a lot of cards you're going to need 4 ofs. But it's, I mean, it's going to open the door for a lot of problems. Here's our white Born of the Gods life counter. Because I've been ordering singles to build some of my decks, and I've gotten fake cards, like obviously fake, and they're crafty too how they slip them in, because, like, for example, I ordered 4 of one of the I think it was 4 of the, what was it? Godless Shrine. That's what it was. I ordered 4 of that card for one of my decks, and 3 of them were real, and one of them, and I ordered from the same place, and one of them was an obvious fake, like so bad it looks like someone literally just got some, you know, card stock and printed off their computer. Like the card stock was completely different than these cards. The colors were all off. It was like runny. I mean, it was just an obvious fake. It wasn't like a misprint or something like that. I mean, which I have gotten out of boosters. I mean, it was an obvious fake. But our promo card for this one's Silent Sentinel. The promo artwork is always badass, even though the promo cards themselves aren't that good. 7 mana for a 4/6 flyer. Whenever Silent Sentinel attacks, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Riding a lion there, but yeah, I mean, so there was that. You know, you gotta watch out for fade cards. Pardon me. You gotta watch out for getting the wrong card. Another thing that happened is I ordered. Here's our other rare. We've already talked about this one, but I ordered a Chandra Pyromancer. And they sent it to me, but it wasn't from the set that I ordered it from. Because I ordered the Magic 2015 version, and they sent me the Magic 2014 version of that card, which actually worked out in my favor because the 2014 version is worth more. But it's something to be aware of. That, I mean, it may not have. I mean, getting the wrong card. I mean, the set the card comes from hugely determines its value, and so that's that's another way they can sneak by you with stuff. And I contacted him and told him, you know, I was honest about it. I was like, hey, you sent me the wrong card, and they apologized and offered me a 15% discount. So that was badass. And not only did I get a more valuable card, but I got a discount on it. So, hey, I'll take it. And I rare from this first pack is Oracle of Bones, which we've already read. We've already gotten this one. But yeah, so I mean, you're ordering singles, and you're ordering all these singles from everywhere. And it's really hard. I mean, when stuff like that happens, if you get fade cards, if you don't get the card at all, which has happened, if you get the card from the wrong set or whatever, you order a foil and get non-foil. I mean, all these little things that happen when you order singles. You know, and then you're generally going to be ordering enough singles to build a deck or decks, so you have all these cards to keep track of, and it's just a huge headache. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying buy $5,000 in booster boxes to look for the cards you want. I'm just saying be prepared for a headache. We got a Mountain, and we got a Fellhide Spirit Binder. This guy's cool. 4 mana. Inspired. Whenever Fellhide Spirit Binder becomes untapped, you may pay 2. If you do, put a token onto the battlefield. It's a copy of another target creature, except it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. It gains haste, and you exile it at the beginning of the next end step. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, I mean, one way to kind of lessen the headache of buying singles would be to, you know, try and buy them all from the same site. But what I've ran into, and that's cool and all, what I've ran into is there's not really one site that has everything I need. So buying from one site is kind of a pain. It's not really practical. They don't have what you need. You gotta go elsewhere. And our rare from this Theros is Reaper of the Wilds, 4 mana, Gorgon. Whenever another creature dies, scry 1. You can pay 1. Reaper of the Wilds gains Death Touch till the end of the turn, or you can pay 2 and it gets Hexproof. That's pretty badass. But and I know what a lot of people will say too is, well, why don't you go to your local card shop? I would love to. I'm all about supporting, you know, the brick and mortar stores, because it's really nice to have a physical place in your community where you can meet up with other nerds and play together and do pre-release events and all that. But you know, not everyone has one close. Oh, hell yeah. You gotta nick those Shrine to Nyx. Like me, the nearest one's 2 hours, and even if I go there, they don't really sell singles. Legendary land, you can add 1 mana to your mana pool, or you can pay 2 to choose a color, add to your mana pool an amount of mana of that color equal to your devotion to that color. Now that's badass. This should be in every deck. But but yeah, I mean, even if I drove, you know, not everyone has a card shop close to them, and even if I, you know, for me, for example, even if I make the drive to almost 2.5 hours away, like I said, they don't really sell singles. They've got like one binder of singles that has like maybe 50 cards in it. I mean, so I'm stuck ordering it online. Agent of the Fates is our rare. We've already got this one. But yeah, I'm not saying don't order singles online. I'm just saying be careful. Be prepared for a headache, even if you are buying from reputable sellers. So that's it. That is us opening all 5 Born of the Gods pre-release kits to Dear God. And we'll end on this note. Oh, that's funny. The sleeves reflecting my camera back at me. Foil Elspeth, the Sun Champion. We're gonna end on this note. Dear God. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.